Hi everybody, and today we're going to start talking about equations. So first things first, let's talk about the addition and subtraction property equality. If I have an equation that's true for the left and right hand side, if I add something to the left hand side and the right hand side to it, it's still going to be true. For example, what I mean by that is if I have 5 plus 3 equals 8, if I add the same term to both sides, so 4 and 4, it's going to be 12 equals 12. Same thing for subtraction. If I subtract something from both sides, it's still going to stay equal. Also, it's true for multiplication. If the left and right hand side are equal, and I multiply both the left and right side by the same term, so in this case 2 and 2, it's going to stay equal. And if I divide both the left and right hand side by the same term, it's going to be the same and stay equal. All right, so let's apply these. So let's say I have one-step equations. X minus 3 equals 9, and I need to solve for x. What number minus 3 equals 9? Well, I could add 3 to both sides. So here's the addition property of equality. I get x equals 12. So try x plus 4 equals 10 on your own. So what number plus 4 equals 10? So if I subtract 4 from both sides, and this is an example of the subtraction property of equality, I get x equals 10 minus 4, which is 6. Try these two. 6 times what number equals 36? If I divide both sides by 6, you get x equals 36 divided by 6, which is 6. And then what number divided by 3 equals negative 15? So if I multiply both sides by 3, this is the multiplication property of equality. This top one is the division property of equality. The 3's will cancel out, and I get x equals negative 15 times 3, or x equals negative 45. Now, what about fractions? Fractions can be tricky. So if I have something that's 3/4 of x, what number is 3/4 of x equals 12? If I multiply both sides by the reciprocal, the 4's will cancel out, the 3's will cancel out, and I'll be left with x. And then I have 12 times 4 over 3. Now, it might be tricky to identify how to solve this one, but remember, you could always put any integer over 1. So by doing that, I get x equals 12 over 1 times 4 over 3. You multiply the numerators together, so I get 12 times 4, which is 48, over 1 times 3, which is 3. X equals 48 divided by 3, or 16. Try this one on your own. Multiply negative 2/5 by the reciprocal. So I multiply both the numerator and denominator, the left-hand side and the right-hand side, by 5 over negative 2. Cancel out the numerator with the denominator. That's what I meant. And I get x equals, I'm going to put 12 over 1 over here so I can simplify this easier. 12 times 5 is 60. And then 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. 60 divided by negative 2 equals negative 30. So here's a word problem. It says a mother holds her baby on a scale, and together they weigh 147 pounds. When the mother steps on the scale alone, she weighs 129 pounds. How much does the baby weigh? So to start this off, the question is asking us how much does the baby weigh? That's what we're trying to find out. So that's what our variable is going to be, and I'm going to represent that with the variable y. So I know that together they weigh 147 pounds. So together is addition, and that means the sum. So I know that the mother plus the baby is 147. So in this information, I was given that the mother weighs 129 pounds. So if she's 129 pounds and her baby is with her, together they're 147. So now I just solve for y. So I subtract 129 from both sides. I get y equals 7 minus 9. Well, I'm going to borrow, so I have 3. And this becomes 17. 17 minus 9, 8. 3 minus 2 is 1, and 1 minus 1 stays as it is. So it's the baby weighs 18 pounds. So now let's combine some of these steps to make a two-step problem. So I need to solve for x. So whenever I have to solve for x and there's a term on the same side as a variable that does not have a variable, I have to eliminate that first. So in this case, it's the minus 3. There's no variable attached to it, so I need to get rid of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I get 2x equals 7 plus 3, which is 10. Now I have x without any other terms on the left-hand side, but I have this coefficient. I have this 2 in front of the x. I need to get rid of that. So since it's 2 times x, to cancel that out, I need to divide by 2. I get x equals 5. Try this one on your own. So first things first, you have to get rid of the term that doesn't have the variable. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. I get x over 4 equals 12 minus 7, which is 5. Then I need to get rid of this 4, so it's x divided by 4. To cancel out division, multiply. So 4's cancel out, and I'm left with x. So 5 times 4, x equals 20. Try these two. Remember, the more practice you do at this, the better you get, and the quicker they'll be for you. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And I get 4x equals 17 minus 5, which is 12. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 3. Over here, I'm going to add 15 to both sides. I get x divided by 9 equals 18. Multiply both sides by 9. I get x equals 162. Finally, when you have a negative variable, just multiply by -1. So look here, I have negative x plus 5 equals 14. So first things first, get the variable all by itself. So I have plus 5, so I need to subtract 5 from both sides. So I get 14 minus 5, which is 9. And so since I have a -1, I'm going to multiply both sides by -1. And that cancels out the negative, so I get x equals -9. Try the right-hand side one on your own. First thing you should have done is add 3 to both sides. I get negative x equals 12 plus 3, which is 15. Then I'm going to multiply both sides by -1. I get x equals -15. Hopefully you found this information helpful. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you at school. See you later.